What existed before existence, not before the universe, before anything at all? Think about that carefully, because the answer might completely change how you see reality. And by the end of this video, you might start questioning everything you thought you knew. So if you're ready for that, make sure you like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what mystery should we unfold next? Now, let's continue. Across civilizations, across time, across cultures separated by oceans and centuries, one question has refused to disappear. How did everything begin? Before science, before technology, before history was even written? Humanity looked up at the sky and wondered. In the book of Genesis, we're told, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Light separated from darkness. The sky formed, the land and seas took shape, and then humanity, not by accident, but by design." In the Quran, creation unfolds in stages, the universe formed with precision, balance written into existence, and humanity created from clay, given life, purpose, meaning. In ancient Greek mythology, there was no beginning as we understand it, only chaos. From that chaos emerged order, through beings like Zeus who shaped reality itself. And in Norse mythology, before the world, before time, there was only a vast silent void, Ginnunga Gap, a place where nothing existed until something did. Different stories, different beliefs, but look closer, and something doesn't add up. They all say the same thing, that something, or someone, brought the universe into existence. Then came science, and everything changed. Not with myths, but with observation, with evidence, with questions that refused easy answers. And at the center of it all was a man who stood between two worlds, Georges Lemaitre, a priest and a scientist. He proposed something that sounded almost impossible, that the entire universe, everything you see, every star, every galaxy, every atom, once existed as a single point, and then everything changed. The Big Bang. Not an explosion in space, but an explosion of space itself, in around 13.8 billion years ago. Time began, energy surged into existence, matter followed, galaxies formed, stars ignited, and somewhere in all that vastness, a small planet appeared. On that planet, life emerged, slowly, against impossible odds. And after billions of years, something extraordinary happened. The universe became aware of itself. Through you. So now we ask, which story is true, the one told through faith or the one explained through science? But here's where everything starts to break. We were told, religion explains why we exist, science explains how we exist, clean, simple, but reality is never that simple. Because science cannot explain one thing, what caused the Big Bang. And religion does not explain exactly how creation happened. And this is where it gets unsettling. Both stories begin the same way, with a beginning from nothing. But what is nothing? Not darkness, not empty space, because those are still something. True nothing means no time, no space, no existence. So here's the problem no one can solve. How does something come from nothing? Before the Big Bang, what existed? Or more dangerously, why does anything exist at all instead of nothing? Now the story changes. What if we've been thinking too small? What if the Big Bang was not the beginning, but a transition? Some theories suggest the universe is a cycle, expanding, collapsing, beginning again and again, endlessly. Others suggest something even bigger, a multiverse, countless universes existing beyond our own. And then there's the idea that changes everything. What if reality itself isn't real? What if everything you see, feel, experience is part of a simulation? If that's true, then the beginning of everything was not natural. It was intentional. So where does that leave us? We have evidence of a beginning. We have evidence of order. The universe follows laws so precise that even the smallest change would make life impossible. That level of precision feels intentional. But we cannot prove intention. So we stand here, between two possibilities. One says you were created for a reason. The other says you are the result of cosmic chance. But what if both are incomplete? What if they are simply human attempts to explain something far beyond human understanding? And here's the thought that should stay with you. What if the beginning was never meant to be understood? Or worse, what if this isn't the first time this question has been asked? Did it ever truly begin at all? Or have we been trapped inside the wrong question this entire time? Because every time we ask, when did it begin, we are assuming something dangerous, that time itself existed before the beginning. But what if it didn't? Think about that. If time began at the Big Bang, then there was no before, no earlier, no prior moment, no countdown. Which means asking what happened before the beginning might be like asking, what's north of the North Pole? It sounds like a valid question, but it leads nowhere. And yet, your mind refuses to accept that. Because everything you've ever known, every experience, every memory, every cause and effect depends on time. So when you're told, there was a moment when time didn't exist, it breaks something inside your understanding. And that's where the real mystery begins. Because now we're not just questioning the universe, we're questioning the rules of reality itself. Let's go further. If time had a beginning, then space had a beginning too. Which means the universe is not expanding into anything. There is no outside, no edge you can reach. Because space itself is what's expanding. Now pause. Try to imagine that. Something that contains everything, expanding without expanding into anything. Your mind can't fully process it, and that's not a failure, it's a clue. A clue that reality might not be built for human intuition. And if that's true, then what else are we misunderstanding? Because the deeper science goes, the stranger things become. At the smallest level of reality, particles don't behave like objects. They behave like possibilities. They exist in multiple states at the same time, only becoming real when observed. Let that sink in. Does reality exist independently, or does it require an observer? Because if observation is necessary, then consciousness is not just a byproduct of the universe. It might be a fundamental part of it, and now everything changes. Because if consciousness is fundamental, then the universe didn't just create life, it created something that can define reality itself. Or maybe it always needed it. Now ask yourself, what came first, the universe or the awareness of it? And if that question feels impossible, good. Because we're getting closer. Let's push this even further. Imagine a universe with no observers. No eyes to see it, no minds to interpret it. Would it still exist? Or would it remain a field of infinite possibilities, never collapsing into reality? Now think about this. You are made of atoms, atoms that were forged in stars, stars that formed from cosmic dust, dust that came from the early universe, which means everything that exists within you existed at the beginning, in a different form. So in a way, you were always here. Not as you are now, but as potential. And that raises another question. Is the universe evolving towards something or remembering something? Because evolution suggests direction, but memory suggests origin. And those are not the same thing. Now let's introduce a different idea, one that changes everything again. What if the laws of physics are not permanent? What if they are simply local rules? Rules that apply only to our universe. Because if multiple universes exist, each one could have different laws, different constants, different realities. In some, gravity might not exist. In others, time could flow backward. And in many, life would be impossible. Which leads to a strange conclusion. We exist in this universe because this is one of the few where we can exist. Not because it was designed for us, but because we can only observe a universe that allows observers. It sounds logical, but something about it feels incomplete. Because it answers the question without truly explaining it. It tells us why we're here, but not why anything exists at all. And that question refuses to go away. So the next time you look up at the sky, don't just wonder what's out there. Ask yourself this. Why is there anything to look at all? And maybe the moment you stop looking for the beginning is the moment you finally realize you've been inside the answer all along.